And the second one is topical. And the third one is two-sided. Now let me explain each of these to you. Very easy, very, very brilliant little simple tools for making a presentation. First, many topics will lend themselves to a historical order. That's called a chronological pattern. In a chronological pattern, you're starting usually from the first step, moving to the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Sometimes you may elect to do it actually in the reverse. Go from the end to the beginning. This is very similar to the way a movie is constructed. You see a movie, and usually the action unfolds either from the beginning to the end or reverse. Of course, some movie makers decide to really confuse us, and they pop in and out of both. I don't recommend that for a presentation, because that can be very confusing. So let's say I was making a presentation on how to build a computer. First you do this, then you do that, then you do this, then you see it's very, very historical, very chronological. Okay? Now another way that you can make a presentation is what we call topical. And that's where you select 3 or more related topics that make sense for you in terms of accomplishing the goal and the benefit of your presentation. So let's say I was talking about vacations, and I might decide that I'm going to speak on 5 ways to enjoy your vacation. So I have 5 topics. Maybe one part of that is swimming, golfing, sightseeing, eating out, and relaxing on the beach. So those are my 5 topics. You notice, for those of you who remember your 9th grade English, my topics are also in what's called parallel structure, which means they all ing words. That kind of is a neat thing if you can get your topics to be parallel, because they will then become easier for the audience to retain. So if your goal is to help your audience retain ideas, if you put them in parallel structure, they'll be easier to retain. Not absolutely critical, just a little nice, elegant detail that I like to use. The third very popular format for a presentation is the two-sided format. In that, we have ideas presented as 2 sides. So you might have a problem and a solution, or a question and an answer, or a desire and a fulfillment. So what you do in the two-sided is you can do it either one of 2 ways. Either you can start the speech with the problem, spend several minutes on the problem, and then move to the solution, or you can alternate. Do 1 problem, 1 solution. 1 problem, 1 solution, until you go through the speech. If you're going to do it the second way, I recommend that you never have more than 5 problems, because after 5, people are going, what? You know, it's just too much. Okay? So chronological, topical, and two-sided. What you want to do is take a look at your particular topic, your goal and your benefit, and decide which of those patterns might work best. And I'd like to see those patterns next week in our presentations.